Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial I will show you how you can make this beaded Christmas baubles. You'll need a 6 centimeters bauble, 8/4 cotton yarn, 2.5 mm crochet hook, 152 3mm beads, and clear nail polish. This is totally optional. And I forgot to mention here, but you will also need stitch marker. So here is a bauble that I made before, and it's looking super cute. We will do one similar today, only that we will use only this blue bead. So these are pretty small beads, only 3mm has the hole, and because of this we will have to use pretty thin yarn. So this is 8/4 cotton yarn or fingering cotton yarn, and we will need a stitch marker because we will work in spiral. This is a 2.5mm crochet hook, and of course that you will need a bauble which has 6 centimeters in diameter. And now I'm getting my clear nail polish because we will use this. I said that it's totally optional because we will use this to just put it on the end of yarn, just to make it harder and to be easier to insert a bit on the yarn. So I suggest to just use a piece of paper to just do this, not on the hand like I did. And you just have to carefully put the nail polish on the yarn, and then if you can twist it a bit just to make it smaller or thinner, it will be perfect. And then you can just grab the beads and put them on the yarn. And I know this will be a boring process of these Christmas baubles, but the end result is totally worth it. So I hope that you'll do this. Okay, so I will continue and put all the beads on the yarn, all 152. I already count them many times, so I hope that 152 is the right number, but if you can put a bit more just to make sure. And now after we have all the beads on the yarn, we can start and crochet. So we will start with the magic ring, and I will chain 1, and then we will work 6 single crochet inside the ring. We will work in spiral, so we won't join the rows. We will just use a stitch marker to mark the last or the first stitch. I will mark the last one, but it's you can mark the first one if you want, and we will continue working in continuous rounds. So I just put the stitch marker into the last stitch, and we are about to start our first row. So starting with the first stitch, we will do 2 single crochet into each stitch, into each single crochet. So at the end of this row we will have 12 stitches. So if we started with 6 stitches, now at the end of this one we will have 12. So just work 2 single crochet into each stitch. This is better to just pull away the beads because they are more, and it will be difficult to do this at once. So I just have to finish this row with 2 single crochet into each stitch. Well, I will mention increase, so you will have to understand that you have to make 2 double crochet into each stitch. 2 double crochet, 2 single crochet, sorry. And now I will remove the stitch marker because I have to work also into the last stitch. 2 single crochet, and now I will put a stitch marker again into the last stitch, and the next row will be a row with beads. So to have the beads on the right side of our work, because usually they are on the back side, we will have to work the single crochet from back to front. So I just started with 1 single crochet, and now in the same stitch, because I'm doing the increase, inserting the hook from back to front, then pull the beads closer and yarn over and pull the hook from front to back and pull out the loop. And then you'll have to yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops. So this will be the bead single crochet, let's say it like this. Just to have the beads on the right side, you'll have to work the single crochet from back to front. So the pattern for this row will be 1 increase, 1 single crochet. So I did the increase, 1 single crochet, and now I'm about to do another increase. And the pattern for the beads is 1 stitch without bead and 1 stitch with a bead. So now I'm making the increase, so this is the second single crochet of the increase. The first one was with a bead, and now I will do the second one, and now I have to make a single crochet into the next stitch, so I need to work a bead again. So basically you have to pay attention to the increase pattern, but also to pay attention that you'll have to work also the beads. And you'll have to repeat this to the end of the row. So remember that the increase pattern is 1 plus 1, meaning 1 increase and 1 single crochet into the next stitch. And you have to place a bead, 1 stitch with a bead, 1 stitch without a bead. And then after finishing this row, we will meet again to work the next row, which will be the row number 3. From time to time you can just count the stitches and to know if you have to make an increase or if you have to work a bead in case you miss them. So repeat to the end of the row, and then the next row will be without a bead. So now we won't have to work beads anymore, and the increase pattern will be 1 plus 2. So we will have 1 increase, so I will start with increase. Each row start with increases, so just to make sure, and then I will work into the next 2 stitches, 2 single crochet, and I will repeat to the end of the row, 1 plus 2. Okay, now the next row will be 1 plus 3, so 1 increase and 3 single crochet, and we will have to work with a bead. So I will start this time with a bead, the increase. On the previous beaded row I didn't start it with a bead, I just started with a single crochet, the increase I mean, but now I just want to alternate the beads, the order, so I started with a bead. The next single crochet was of the increase was a simple single crochet, and now I will start to make the 3 single crochet, which will be 1 bead, 1 without bead, and 1 with bead. So this will be the pattern for this row. We will just have to repeat the pattern as 1 increase, 3 single crochet, repeat it to the end of the row, and remember that 1 stitch with a bead and 1 stitch without a bead. I will continue to work this row, and then we will meet to work the other row, which will be without beads. Always when working the beaded stitches, you will have to work them from back to front, and I was just working with you a few more stitches just to make sure that you got the idea. Okay, so now I finished this row, and I will start the next one, which will be a row without beads, and the pattern for this row will be 1 increase plus 4, meaning that you will have to do 1 increase and then 4 stitches, 4 single crochet, and you will have to repeat this 6 times to the end of the row. Okay, now that we finished the row, we are about to start our next row, which will be another beaded row. And remember that I start the last one with bead, the first stitch, and now I will work it without a bead. So the first is not without a bead, the first stitch of the increase, and then I will work a bead. And now it's time to work the 4 single crochet that are after the increase. So the first will be without a bead, then the next one with a bead, and then again without and with a bead. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we are about to make the last stitch here, and then we will increase again. So again, the pattern for this row, for this round, will be 1 plus 4, and we will have to 1 increase and 4 single crochet, and don't forget to make single crochet with bead after every single crochet that you are doing. So skipping 1 stitch, basically you are doing 1 stitch with a bead and 1 without a bead, and you will have to repeat this to the end of the row. And then the next row, the next round will be just by working without beads. When making the single crochet from back to front, remember to just twist the hook a bit, just to make sure that you are not losing the loop that is on it. And now I will continue to the end of the row, and the next round, I'm keep telling row, I don't know why, will be 1 increase plus 5. So I will start with the increase, and then I will continue with 1 single crochet into the next 5 stitches. And this section has to be repeated to the end of the row 6 times. And I forgot to mention the stitch count for each round, but with each round you are adding 6 stitches. So if we started with 6 single crochet into the magic ring, then with each round you will have to with 6 more stitches. So now repeat the section 1 plus 5. And we are about to start the next row, which will be 1 plus 6, and it will be the last increasing row that we are doing. So I will start with a bead this time, the first increase that I'm doing into the first stitch, then 1 single crochet, and then I will do 6 more single crochet, which will be 1 with bead, 1 without bead, 1 with bead, 1 without it. So you will have to keep don't forget to just place the bead after each single crochet that you did. And we will continue to work in this manner, and then after finishing this row, basically our circle will have 6 centimeters, and then I just made here 4 more rows without increasing. So after 4 more rows without increasing, we will start to decrease, and I'm starting with a decrease. And then if our last row with increases was 1 plus 6, so 1 increase plus 6 single crochet, the first row with decrease will be 1 decrease plus 6. So I just made 1 decrease and now 6 single crochet, and I will repeat to the end of the row. So again, if the video skip it too fast, the row with 1 plus 6, meaning the row with 1 plus 6, 1 increase plus 6 stitches with beads, was the last row of increases, then you will have to work 4 more rows without increasing, but keep alternating 1 row with beads, 1 without it. And after that you will start decreasing. Now we are on the second round with decrease, and I just started with a decrease, and now I'm about to make this 5 single crochet, and I will alternate again 1 stitch with a bead, 1 without a bead. And after this round we are done to place the bauble into this cover or something, because otherwise we will keep decreasing and it won't fit anymore. So on this round you just have to work 1 decrease and 5 single crochet, and we will continue to the end of the round. Okay, I am at the end of the round, and as I said, we will insert the bauble because otherwise it won't fit anymore. And now we will start working over this bauble. So now we are about to start the next row, which will be without beads, and it will be a row with 1 decrease and 4 single crochet. So we are starting with a decrease, like so. So working 2 single crochet together, and then 4 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, or 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. Okay, at the end of this row we will continue decreasing to cover our ball. This is another beaded round, so we will start again with a decrease, and then we will have 3 single crochet, so the pattern will be 1 decrease and 3 single crochet, and again we'll continue to put and work the beaded stitches. So 1 bead. Now I will do a simple single crochet, and then another bead single crochet or beaded single crochet. And we will repeat this to the end of the row. Each section is repeated 6 times because we started with 6 stitches at the beginning. And we just have a few more rounds to go, and then the bubble will be completely covered, and we will finish this cute Christmas bubble with beads. And now another decrease, and we will continue to the end of the row. Now the next round will be without beads, and the pattern will be 1 decrease and 2 single crochet. So I just did a decrease, and now I'm working into the next 2 stitches 1 single crochet, and I will repeat this pattern to the end of the row. Until we will finish. So I will repeat to the end of the row. And now we are about to start another round with beads, and as you can see, the bubble is almost completely covered. So this basically can be the last round that you will have to do, because you will see that I will start to work a last round which will be only with decreases, but it will be pretty difficult. The pattern for this round will be 1 decrease and 1 single crochet, and the single crochet between the decreases will be with a bead. Yeah, because we are keeping the same pattern, 1 beaded single crochet and 1 single crochet without a bead. And it already starts to be pretty difficult to work these rows because the circumference is starting to get smaller and smaller. What I wanted to add with this is that you can use, if you want, some stuffing fiber. If you don't want to work over a Christmas bubble or something, you can just stuff it with fiber, like the ones that you use for toys, for stuffed toys or something, and to be more easy. And if you are working like so with stuffing fiber, you don't have to work the single crochet with beads from back to front, because at some point you can just turn it upside down. But still, this is really optional. This is the pattern that I I designed with the Christmas bubble inside, but just like an optional and something that you might want to do and find it easier, just to stuff it with fiber. This is where I'm trying to make a last row, which is only with decreases, but it will be super difficult to make. So that's why I'm just telling you that the last round was the round with one single crochet, one decrease, one single crochet, 1+1, because this last row making only decreases is pretty difficult and the stitches are quite looser, so it's better not to do it. Anywho, after the previous row, the bubble is almost covered. It's actually covered, so you don't need to just make this last row. Now just cut the yarn after finishing everything, and you'll just have to hide this end, like pulling the yarn through the stitches. And at some point you can just simply cut the end. Now I will place this back, and you can just use a ribbon or something else to tie the Christmas bubble, and it's done. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you like this cute Christmas ornament, and I will wait you next time with another interesting video tutorial. Bye bye.